The cargo ship New Seoul moved slowly through the dark space between stars. Captain Hyunwoo Kim sat in his chair, watching the stars through the front window. His sister So Young worked at her control station behind him. The ship carried food and medicine to the mining colonies on the edge of human space. Hyunwoo was a big man with strong hands and scars on his arms from his time as a soldier. He had fought in the Earth Defense Force for 10 years before becoming a cargo ship captain. So Young was smaller and younger, but she was the best engineer he knew. She could fix anything that broke on their ship. "Brother, I'm getting strange readings on the scanner," So Young said. Her voice sounded worried. "Something big is coming toward us." Hyunwoo looked at his own screen. A red dot was moving fast in their direction. It was much bigger than their ship. "How long until it reaches us?" 10 minutes, maybe less," So Young replied. Her fingers moved quickly over her controls. "I'm trying to see what kind of ship it is." The red dot grew bigger on their screen. Soon they could see it with their eyes. It was a huge warship with red and black colors. Strange symbols covered its sides. Long spikes stuck out from its front like teeth. "I've never seen a ship like that," Hyunwoo said. He pressed a button to send a message to Earth. "This is Captain Kim of the New Seoul. Unknown warship approaching our position, requesting immediate assistance." The alien ship moved closer. Bright lights shot out from its weapons. The lights hit the New Seoul and everything stopped working. The engines went quiet, the lights went out. Only the emergency power stayed on. "They hit us with some kind of weapon," So Young said. "Our main power is gone. Engines are dead. I can't get them working again." A voice came over their radio. It sounded strange, like a snake trying to talk. "Human ship, you will surrender now. Do not resist or you will be destroyed." Hyunwoo grabbed his laser rifle from under his chair. "So Young, keep trying to fix the engines. Send out a distress signal if you can." "What are you going to do?" she asked. "I'm going to fight them," he said. "Get to the engine room and lock the door. Don't come out until I tell you." So Young ran toward the back of the ship. Hyunwoo heard loud banging sounds. The aliens were cutting through their ship's hull. He moved to a good hiding spot behind some cargo boxes and waited. The ship's wall burst open. Smoke filled the air. Strange creatures walked through the hole. They were tall and thin with green scaly skin. They had long faces like lizards and sharp teeth. They carried energy weapons that glowed blue. The first alien looked around the room. Hyunwoo aimed his rifle and fired. The laser beam hit the creature in the chest. It fell down with a loud scream. The other aliens started shooting back. Their blue energy beams burned holes in the walls. Hyunwoo rolled behind another box. He counted 6 more aliens. He shot at them from different hiding spots. He hit 2 more before they figured out where he was hiding. One alien threw a small round device. It exploded with a bright light and loud noise. Hyunwoo's ears rang and he couldn't see clearly. The aliens rushed toward him. He grabbed a metal pipe from the floor and swung it at the closest alien. The pipe hit its head and the creature fell down. Another alien grabbed his arm. Hyunwoo punched it in the face with his free hand. The alien's nose broke and green blood came out. More aliens came through the hole in the wall. Hyunwoo fought them with the metal pipe in his hands. He was strong from his years as a soldier. He hit them hard and moved fast. But there were too many of them. One alien shot him with a different kind of weapon. Electric pain ran through his body. His muscles stopped working and he fell to the floor. He tried to get up, but his body wouldn't move. "Interesting," said one of the aliens. It spoke human language, but with a strange accent. "This Deathworlder fought much longer than expected. Most species surrender immediately when they see our ships." Another alien looked at the 3 dead bodies on the floor. "It killed 3 warriors with primitive weapons. The reports about humans were correct. They are very dangerous." A new alien walked through the hole. This one was different. It wore a white coat instead of armor. It had 4 arms and carried strange devices. "Excellent specimens," it said in an excited voice. "Commander Thekvar, we must take them alive for study. The Galactic Council will pay much for live Deathworlder subjects." The commander alien looked angry. "Dr. Veltari, this creature killed my warriors. It should be destroyed." "But think of what we can learn," the doctor said. Humans come from a planet so dangerous that most species would die in minutes. Yet they survive and become strong. If we study them, we might discover the secrets of their power. Hyun-woo tried to speak, but his mouth wouldn't work. The electric weapon had paralyzed his whole body. He could only listen and watch. In the engine room, So-young heard the fighting stop. She worked frantically at her control panel, trying to send a message to Earth. The ship's communication system was damaged, but she managed to get it working for a few seconds. "Emergency message to Earth Defense Force," she whispered into the microphone. "This is So-young Park on the New Seoul. We are under attack by unknown aliens. They have captured my brother. Please send help." She sent the message just as the engine room door exploded. Alien soldiers rushed in and grabbed her. She tried to fight, but they were too strong. They put metal bands around her wrists that made her hands go numb. The aliens brought her to the main room where Hyun-woo lay on the floor. She saw the dead alien bodies and the damage from the fight. Her brother's eyes were open, but he couldn't move. "Brother!" she called out. One of the aliens hit her with its weapon hand. She almost fell down but stayed standing. Dr. Veltari looked at both humans with great interest. Perfect specimens, a male warrior and a female technician. They will provide much valuable data. Commander Thekfar gave orders to his soldiers. "Bring them to our ship. Put them in the high-security cells. These Deathworlders are more dangerous than we thought." The aliens carried Hyun-woo and dragged So-young to their warship. The ship was huge inside with metal walls and strange lights. They put the siblings in separate rooms with thick walls and energy barriers. As the alien ship left the area, So-young's emergency message traveled through space toward Earth. It would take days to reach the nearest military base. The message was short but clear. Humans had been captured by aliens for the first time in their history. Hyun-woo slowly got feeling back in his body. He sat up and looked around his prison cell. The walls were made of some kind of metal he had never seen. There was a small window that showed stars moving past. They were traveling very fast through space. He thought about So-young and hoped she was safe. He thought about the strange aliens and their interest in studying humans. He didn't understand why they called him a Deathworlder or why they seemed afraid of him. But Hyun-woo had survived many battles before. He would find a way to escape and save his sister. The aliens had made a big mistake when they decided to capture humans. They would soon learn why Earth was considered too dangerous for most species to visit. The alien ship continued its journey toward the research station called Deep Void. Neither the aliens nor their human prisoners knew that this capture would start a chain of events that would change the entire galaxy forever. The alien research station Deep Void was enormous. It floated in the darkness between star systems like a metal city. Thousands of aliens lived and worked inside its many levels. The station's main purpose was to study dangerous creatures from across the galaxy. Hyun-woo woke up in a small room with metal walls. A force field of blue energy blocked the doorway. He could see through it but couldn't pass through. The room had a bed, a toilet, and a small sink. Everything was built for creatures bigger than humans. He stood up and tested his strength. The paralysis weapon's effects had worn off completely. His muscles felt normal again. He examined every part of his cell, looking for weaknesses. The walls were thick and strong. The force field hummed with dangerous energy. A voice spoke from hidden speakers in the ceiling. "Good morning, Deathworlder. I am Dr. Veltari. You are now a guest at our research facility." "Where is my sister?" Hyun-woo demanded. "What have you done with her?" "She is safe in another part of the station. We do not harm our research subjects unnecessarily. You will both be treated well if you cooperate with our studies." "Research subjects?" Hyun-woo's voice was angry. "We're people, not animals for you to experiment on." Dr. Veltari made a sound like laughing. "All species say that. But you are here now, and we will learn much from you. Guards, bring the human his first meal." 2 alien guards approached the cell. They were the same lizard-like species that had captured him. They wore thick armor and carried energy weapons. One guard lowered the force field, while the other pushed a tray of food through the opening. Hyun-woo looked at the food. It was some kind of gray paste that smelled bad. There was also a cup of water. What is this? Nutritional supplement designed for your species' dietary needs. Dr. Veltari's voice replied. We have studied human biology from captured databases. This food contains everything your body requires. Hyunwoo tasted a small amount. It was terrible but seemed safe to eat. He was hungry after the long journey, so he ate most of it. The water tasted clean and normal. After eating, the guards took him to a larger room. This room had strange machines and devices he didn't recognize. Dr. Veltari was waiting there. The alien doctor was even stranger up close. It had 4 arms, each ending in hands with long fingers. Its skin was gray and covered with small scales. Large black eyes studied Hyunwoo with great interest. Fascinating, Dr. Veltari said. You show no signs of fear or submission. Most species become very afraid when they see our equipment. I've seen worse things than you, Hyunwoo replied. What do you want from me? Information. Understanding. Your species comes from what we call a Deathworld, a planet so dangerous that visiting it would kill most galactic species within hours. Yet humans not only survive there, you become strong. We want to know how. Dr. Veltari activated one of the machines. It scanned Hyunwoo's body with beams of light. Your bone density is 40% higher than average galactic species. Your muscle fibers are much more efficient. Your reaction time is incredibly fast, and your pain tolerance is beyond measurement. Everyone from Earth is like this, Hyunwoo said. It's not special, but it is special. Dr. Veltari seemed excited. Do you realize what this means? Your people could be the strongest warriors in the galaxy, or the best workers, or the most valuable slaves. Hyunwoo's eyes became dangerous. Nobody makes slaves out of humans. The doctor didn't seem to notice his anger. It continued scanning and taking measurements. We will test your physical limits today. Tomorrow we will test your psychological responses. Then we will begin the real experiments. After several hours of tests, the guards took Hyunwoo back to his cell. As they walked through the corridors, he memorized the layout. He counted doors, noted security cameras, and observed guard routines. His military training had taught him to always look for escape routes. On the way back, he heard a familiar voice. Hey, you're human, aren't you? Hyunwoo looked toward the sound. In another cell across the corridor, he saw a human man. The man was thin and dirty with long hair and a beard. He looked like he had been there for a long time. Yes, I'm human, Hyunwoo replied. What's your name? Jinho Lee. I used to work on asteroid mining ships. These aliens captured me 3 months ago. Are there others like us here? My sister So Young is somewhere on this station. Have you seen her? No, but I've heard guards talking about a female human in the engineering section. They're making her fix their machines. The guards pushed Hyunwoo into his cell before he could say more. But now he knew Jinho was an ally, and he knew So Young was being forced to work instead of being tested like him. That night, Hyunwoo heard Jinho talking quietly through the walls. The other human had learned to speak softly so the guards couldn't hear. Jinho had been mapping the station and listening to alien conversations. He had valuable information about the facility's weaknesses. There are humans from other ships here too, Jinho whispered. Maybe 20 of us total. The aliens have been capturing humans for months. They think we don't communicate with each other, but we do. What have you learned about this place? Hyunwoo asked. It's a research station with about 5,000 aliens. Most are scientists and guards. The station has 3 main sections: laboratories, living areas, and engineering. Your sister is probably in the engineering section helping them understand human technology. Can we escape? Maybe. But it would be difficult. The station has many security systems, and we're very far from human space. Even if we got free, we'd need a ship to get home. The next morning, Dr. Veltari came for Hyunwoo again. This time they went to a different room. This room looked like a maze with high walls. Strange sounds came from inside the maze. Today we test your survival instincts, Dr. Veltari announced. Inside this maze is a Vorthak war beast. It is hungry and trained to kill. Most species cannot survive 5 minutes with such a creature. We want to see how long a Deathworlder can last. You're sending me in there to die, Hyunwoo said. Perhaps, or perhaps you will surprise us. That is what makes this experiment interesting. The guards pushed Hyunwoo into the maze. The walls were twice as tall as him and made of smooth metal. He couldn't climb them. He heard heavy footsteps and growling sounds somewhere in the maze. Hyunwoo moved carefully through the passages. He picked up pieces of broken metal and sharp rocks as weapons. The maze was designed to confuse and trap whoever was inside. He found the war beast in the center of the maze. It was huge, like a bear but with 6 legs and sharp claws. Its teeth were as long as daggers. Green saliva dripped from its mouth. When it saw Hyunwoo, it roared and charged at him. Instead of running away, Hyunwoo studied the creature as it attacked. He noticed how it moved, where its weak spots might be, and how intelligent it seemed. When the beast lunged at him, he rolled to the side and hit it with a metal pipe. The fight lasted for 20 minutes. Hyunwoo didn't try to kill the beast. Instead, he confused it and tired it out. He made loud noises and threw rocks to distract it. Slowly, the creature began to understand that he wasn't trying to hurt it badly. Finally, Hyunwoo sat down in front of the tired beast. He spoke to it in a calm voice and slowly offered it food from his pocket. The war beast was confused. No prey had ever acted this way before. Dr. Veltari and other scientists watched in amazement. Impossible, the doctor whispered. He's taming it. No one has ever tamed a war beast. When Hyunwoo walked out of the maze with the war beast following him like a pet, the entire research station went silent. Word spread quickly through the facility. The human had done something that was supposed to be impossible. That night, Jin-ho was very excited. The whole station is talking about what you did. Some of the aliens are scared. Others want to study you even more. But now they know humans are different from any species they've seen before. Hyunwoo smiled in the darkness. Good. Let them be scared. Fear makes people make mistakes. And when they make mistakes, we'll be ready. In the engineering section, So-young had also heard about her brother's success. She was proud of him, but she was also worried. The aliens were becoming more interested in humans, which meant more tests and more danger. But So-young had been busy too. While fixing their machines, she had been secretly learning how their technology worked. She now understood their computer systems and security networks. When the time came to escape, she would be ready to help. The 3 humans didn't know it yet, but their actions were being recorded and broadcast to other parts of the galaxy. Soon, every alien civilization would know about the incredible Deathworlders, who could tame war beasts and fix impossible problems. The galaxy was about to discover that humans were much more dangerous than anyone had imagined. The prisoner uprising on Research Station Deep Void had lasted for 6 hours when Admiral Taemin's rescue fleet arrived. The human ships appeared suddenly, their stealth technology making them invisible until they were already docking with the station. Commander Sung-ho led the first assault team through the airlock. What he found inside shocked him. Instead of desperate prisoners hiding from guards, he saw organized groups of different alien species working together under human leadership. His nephew Hyunwoo was coordinating defensive positions, while his daughter So-young monitored alien communications from a captured control room. Uncle Sung-ho, So-young called out when she saw him. You came just in time. We've taken control of most of the station, but Vorthak reinforcements are on their way. Commander Sung-ho looked around in amazement. How did you organize all this? There must be 500 prisoners from dozens of different species. My brother showed them that courage is contagious, So-young replied. When they saw humans refuse to give up, they remembered their own strength. Hyunwoo approached them, carrying an alien energy weapon and wearing pieces of guard armor. We need to evacuate everyone quickly, he said. But there's something important here. So-young has downloaded their entire database. We know the location and military strength of every alien civilization in the galaxy. Captain Yejin joined them, her intelligence team spreading throughout the station. This information is invaluable, she said after reviewing So-young's data. We now know which species are peaceful and which are threats. We can prepare Earth's defenses properly. But Admiral Taemin had a bigger vision. We're not just going to defend Earth, he announced. We're going to change how this galaxy works. What happened here today proves that different species can work together when they have the right leadership. The evacuation began immediately. Human ships with advanced medical facilities took the weakest prisoners. The stronger aliens helped carry those who couldn't walk. Species that had been enemies for centuries worked side by side, united by their shared experience. Dr. Veltari and the other Vorthak scientists were captured during the evacuation. The doctor stared at Hyunwoo with a mixture of fear and fascination. "You have destroyed everything we built here," Veltari said. "No," Hyunwoo replied. "We've built something better. You studied us like animals, but we treated everyone like people. That's the difference between your way and ours." Commander Thekvar and Warden Braktul barricaded themselves in the station's command center, but they were trapped. When human soldiers finally reached them, both aliens surrendered without fighting. "You have made a terrible mistake," Thekvar warned Admiral Taemin. "The Vorthak Empire will send fleets to destroy your world. You cannot fight the entire galaxy." "We're not fighting the entire galaxy," Taemin replied calmly. "We're showing them a better way to live. Your empire survives by making others afraid. But we've proven that courage is stronger than fear." As the last prisoners were evacuated, So Young activated a final program she had hidden in the station's computers. Instead of destroying the facility, she turned it into a broadcast station that would send a message to every civilized world in the galaxy. The message was simple but powerful. It showed recordings of the uprising, focusing on how different species had worked together under human leadership. It showed aliens who had been enemies helping each other escape. It showed that cooperation was stronger than conquest. "People of the galaxy," Hyunwoo's voice accompanied the images. "We are all different species from different worlds, but we share the same basic desires. We want to live in peace, we want to protect our families, we want to be free from those who would hurt us for their own gain. Today we proved that these shared values are stronger than any weapon." The message reached every major civilization within hours. On the ethereal homeworld, Ambassador Lysandra watched with tears in her large eyes. "This is what we have been trying to achieve for centuries," she told her council. "True cooperation between species." On the war world Krulon, General Mordak had a very different reaction. "These humans are more dangerous than we thought," he growled. "They don't conquer through strength. They conquer through inspiration. We must capture their homeworld before their ideas spread further." But when Krulon ships reached Earth's solar system, they found something unexpected. The planet was defended not just by human vessels, but by ships from a dozen other species. The aliens that Earth's fleet had rescued were now protecting their rescuers. Ambassador Lysandra herself led an ethereal diplomatic fleet to Earth. When she met with President Jae-sung Kim, she made an unprecedented offer. "The Ethereal Consortium wishes to form a formal alliance with humanity," she announced. "We will share our technology and knowledge in exchange for your leadership in creating a new galactic order." President Kim, a wise leader who had guided Earth through many crises, considered the offer carefully. "We accept your friendship," he said, "but we don't want to rule anyone. We want to help everyone rule themselves." Within months, the transformation began. The former research station Deep Void was converted into New Horizon Academy, a training center where humans and aliens learned to work together. Fleet Admiral Hai-Jin Lee, who had been promoted for her role in the rescue mission, established the first mixed-species fleet in galactic history. Ambassador Seok-Jin-oh opened Earth's first diplomatic embassy on Etheria. His message to the galaxy was clear. Humanity seeks partnership, not domination. We offer our strength to protect the weak and our knowledge to benefit all. Dr. Youngmi Shin, Earth's leading xenobiologist, worked with former prisoners to establish research programs that studied alien biology with respect and cooperation, instead of torture and exploitation. Many former Vorthak scientists, including Dr. Veltari, asked to join these programs after witnessing the superior results of ethical research. The Vorthak Empire itself began to crumble as its member worlds saw the benefits of the new cooperative model. Planets that had been conquered generations ago declared independence and applied to join the growing Allied Worlds Confederation. But not all changes came easily. The Krulon hegemony and several other militaristic empires formed the Conquest Coalition, determined to stop the spread of human influence. They launched attacks on human allied worlds, believing that superior firepower would overcome inferior numbers. They were wrong. The first major battle occurred at Kepler Station, a trading post that had declared itself part of the Allied worlds. When Krulon battleships attacked, they faced a defense fleet of mixed species led by human tactical officers. Captain Jin-Ho Lee, who had trained extensively after his rescue, commanded the defense. Using strategies he had learned from Hyunwoo during their imprisonment, he coordinated ships from 6 different species into a unified fighting force. The Krulon ships were larger and more heavily armed, but the Allied fleet fought with unity and purpose that the attackers had never seen before. Ethereal ships provided long-range support while Vorthak defectors used their knowledge of enemy tactics to predict Krulon movements. When the battle ended, half the Krulon fleet had been destroyed, and the rest had retreated. More importantly, the victory was broadcast throughout the galaxy, showing that the Allied worlds could defend themselves against any aggressor. General Mordak himself led the final Krulon assault on Earth. His massive fleet included ships from 8 different, conquest-minded species. "We will destroy the source of this infection," he declared. "Once Earth falls, the galaxy will return to the natural order of strong ruling weak." But when Mordak's fleet reached Earth, they found the planet protected by the largest defensive force in galactic history. Ships from 43 different species had come to defend humanity's homeworld. The fleet was commanded by Admiral Hyunwoo Kim, who had been promoted after his heroic actions during the uprising. "General Mordak," Hyunwoo broadcast to the attacking fleet, "you have one chance to withdraw peacefully. We don't want to destroy you, but we will protect our home and our allies." "Never," Mordak roared back. "Surrender now, and we will make your deaths quick." The battle lasted 3 days. The Conquest Coalition fought with desperate fury, knowing that defeat would end their way of life forever. But the Allied fleet fought for something stronger than conquest. They fought for the right of all beings to live free from fear. When General Mordak's flagship finally surrendered, the last major threat to galactic peace was ended. The general himself was captured alive and brought before the newly formed Galactic Council of Free Worlds. "You have destroyed the natural order," Mordak accused the council members. "The strong should rule the weak. That is the way of the universe." "The strong do rule," replied Councillor Hyunwoo Kim. "But truly strong beings use their strength to protect others, not exploit them. That is what we have learned, and that is what we will teach." 5 years after the rescue at Deep Void, the galaxy was unrecognizable. The Allied Worlds Confederation included over 200 planets from 67 different species. The old empires had either joined the Confederation or collapsed under the weight of their own oppression. Ambassador So-Young Park, now Earth's chief technology officer, established research stations throughout Allied space where different species shared knowledge and innovations. News of the human who tamed a war beast spread across the galaxy faster than light. On every civilized planet, aliens watched the recordings with shock and fear. Some species had tried for thousands of years to tame war beasts. None had ever succeeded. On the peaceful world of Etheria, Ambassador Lysandra watched the footage with her council of advisors. The ethereals were tall, thin beings with blue skin and large eyes. They were known throughout the galaxy for their wisdom and diplomacy. "This changes everything," Lysandra said. "These humans are not just physically strong. They show intelligence and compassion that we have never seen before." Her advisor nodded. "The reports say they come from a death world called Earth. But perhaps we have been wrong to fear Deathworlders. Perhaps they could teach us new ways of thinking." "Send a message to the Vorthak Empire," Lysandra ordered. "Tell them the Ethereal Consortium wishes to negotiate for the humans' release. We will offer them valuable trade agreements in exchange." On the war planet Krulon, General Mordak had a very different reaction to the news. The Krulons were a warrior species with thick armor-like skin and powerful weapons. They had conquered dozens of worlds through superior military strength. "These humans could be useful," Mordak growled to his officers. "If we could capture more of them, We could train them as elite soldiers. An army of Deathworlders would be unstoppable. But sir, one officer said, the reports say they are very difficult to control. They do not submit easily to authority. Then we will break them until they do, Mordak replied. Send ships to find this Earth. We need more specimens. Meanwhile, far away in human space, Earth's military leaders were having emergency meetings. The message from So Young had reached them 3 days after the capture. Now they knew aliens existed, and those aliens had taken human prisoners. Admiral Taemin Choi stood before a room full of generals and scientists. He was a calm man with gray hair and intelligent eyes. We always knew this day might come, he said. Our deep space monitors have detected alien ships for years. We prepared for contact, but not like this. What do we know about these aliens? Asked Dr. Yejin Nam, the head of Earth's intelligence service. She was a sharp woman who had spent years studying possible alien civilizations. Our computers have analyzed the message and the ship designs visible in the background, Taemin replied. We believe these are reptilian beings with advanced technology. They seem to view us as test subjects rather than intelligent beings. Then we need to rescue our people, said General Sung-Ho Park. He was So Young's father and Hyun-woo's uncle. We cannot leave them in alien hands. Taemin nodded. I'm preparing a stealth mission. We have ships that can travel faster and hide better than anything these aliens have seen. But first we need more information. Dr. Yejin smiled. I may be able to help with that. We have ways of listening to alien communications that they don't know about. Back on the research station Deep Void, Dr. Veltari was becoming obsessed with studying the humans. Every test revealed new surprises about their capabilities. But the doctor was also becoming worried about the attention from other alien species. Commander Thekvar, Dr. Veltari said, we are receiving many messages from across the galaxy. Everyone wants to know about our human specimens. The Vorthak commander looked annoyed. What kind of messages? The Ethereals want to buy them. The Krulons want to capture more. Even the ancient keepers have sent observers to watch our research. These humans are causing too much excitement. Good, Tekvar said. The more valuable they are, the more profit we make when we sell them. But Dr. Veltari was not thinking about profit. The doctor was thinking about the strange behavior of the human male. In 3 days of testing, Hyunwoo had shown abilities that should have been impossible. He solved puzzles faster than their computers. He showed kindness to creatures that tried to kill him. And most disturbing of all, he seemed to be learning their language just by listening to conversations. Sir, Dr. Veltari said carefully, I think we may be underestimating these creatures. The male human has been asking questions about our society, our technology, our military. He acts like he is studying US instead of the other way around. Impossible, Tekvar replied. It is just an animal from a primitive world. In the engineering section, So Young was proving that humans were far from primitive. The Vorthak engineers had given her broken machines to fix, thinking it would keep her busy and quiet. Instead, she had repaired everything they gave her and asked for more complex problems. How does she do this? Engineer Kolneth asked his supervisor. She fixes our most advanced systems using only basic tools. Our best engineers take days to solve problems she completes in hours. Maybe their brains work differently, the supervisor replied. Dr. Veltari says Deathworlders evolve superior problem-solving abilities to survive their dangerous planets. What the aliens didn't know was that So Young was secretly mapping their computer networks every time she worked on their machines. She had already accessed their communication systems and discovered that news of their capture had reached Earth. Help was coming. She had also found something even more important. The station's central computer contained detailed information about every major alien civilization in the galaxy, military strengths, technology levels, planet locations, trade routes, everything Earth would need to defend itself against future alien threats. In his cell, Hyunwoo continued to learn. Jin-ho had taught him how to communicate quietly with other human prisoners throughout the station. They shared information about guard schedules, security systems, and station layouts. I've been thinking about escape plans, Jin-ho whispered through the wall. But there are problems. Even if we could get out of our cells, there are too many guards, and the station has powerful weapons that could destroy any ship we steal. What about the other prisoners? Hyunwoo asked. You said there are other species being held here. Yes, but most of them gave up hope long ago. The aliens use fear drugs and pain weapons to break their spirits. Only humans seem to resist those methods. Hyunwoo thought about this. What if we could unite all the prisoners? If humans can resist their control methods, maybe we can help the others resist too. That's a crazy idea, Jinho said. There are hundreds of alien prisoners from dozens of different species. How could we possibly organize them? The same way. I tamed the war beast, Hyunwoo replied, by showing them we're not afraid, and by treating them with respect instead of trying to dominate them. Over the next few days, Hyunwoo began putting his plan into action. During his daily tests, he observed other prisoners being moved through the corridors. He made eye contact with them and tried to communicate without words. Some seemed confused by his behavior. Others began to show small signs of hope. Dr. Veltari noticed the change in the other prisoners' behavior. Something is wrong, the doctor told Commander Thekvar. The other test subjects are becoming more active. Some are even refusing to cooperate with simple procedures. What could be causing this? Thekvar asked. I believe it is connected to the human male. Somehow his presence is affecting the entire prisoner population. The other species are beginning to act more like him. Thekvar was angry. Then we increase security, double the guards, use stronger sedatives. These are just animals in cages. But Dr. Veltari was beginning to understand that they were dealing with something much more dangerous than animals. The humans were natural leaders. They inspired courage in others just by example. And if the recordings were being broadcast, across the galaxy, other species would start to see humans as symbols of resistance. Late that night, Hyunwoo received an unexpected visitor. Warden Braktol, the head of station security, came to his cell personally. The alien was larger than the guards, with thicker armor and more scars. Human, Braktol said in a threatening voice. You have been causing trouble among the other prisoners. This will stop now. I haven't done anything, Hyunwoo replied calmly. I just treat everyone with respect. Respect? Braktol laughed harshly. These are conquered beings. They exist only to serve us. You will learn your place or suffer the consequences. Hyunwoo stood up and looked directly into the warden's eyes. I've already learned my place. I'm a human being, and human beings don't bow to bullies. The staring contest lasted for long seconds. Finally, Braktol turned away. We will see how brave you are tomorrow, the warden said. Dr. Veltari has planned special tests for you. Very painful tests. After Braktol left, Jinho whispered, You shouldn't have challenged him like that. Now they'll make the tests worse. Good, Hyunwoo replied. Let them try their worst. When the other prisoners see that a human can survive anything they do, to us they'll start believing they can resist too. Far away on Earth, Captain Ye-jin was analyzing intercepted alien communications. Her team had been monitoring alien frequencies for days, learning about their languages and technologies. Admiral, she reported to Taemin, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that our people are alive and causing significant disruption among the aliens. The bad news is that news of humans has spread to dozens of alien civilizations. Some want to capture more of us. What about rescue possibilities? Taemin asked. The special tests that Dr. Veltari had prepared for Hyunwoo were designed to break his spirit completely. The doctor brought him to a room filled with devices that created different types of pain. Most alien species would beg for mercy within minutes. Today we discover the limits of human endurance, Dr. Veltari announced to a group of watching scientists. These devices will test pain tolerance, psychological pressure, and survival instincts. Hyunwoo was strapped to a metal table. The first device sent electric shocks through his body. He gritted his teeth and remained silent. The second device created loud, painful sounds that were supposed to drive victims insane. Hyunwoo closed his eyes and thought about his sister and his home on Earth. After 2 hours of torture, Dr. Veltari was frustrated. Increase the power, the doctor ordered. This Deathworlder must have limits. But Hyunwoo had trained his mind during his years as a soldier. He had learned to separate his thoughts from physical pain. While the aliens hurt his body, his mind stayed focused on planning their escape. Other prisoners throughout the station could hear the sounds of the torture. Instead of being frightened, they became angry. An old ethereal prisoner named Keeper, Zolmoth spoke to the others through the ventilation system. "Listen," Zolmoth said in a voice full of wisdom. "The human suffers for all of us. He shows us that courage is possible even in the darkest places. If a young being from a distant world can resist their cruelty, what excuse do we have for giving up hope?" Word spread through the prisoner levels. Aliens who had been broken and hopeless for years began to remember their own strength. A Krulin warrior who had surrendered months ago started exercising in his cell. A group of peaceful traders began planning ways to disrupt the guards' routines. In the engineering section, So Young heard her brother's cries of pain through the station's communication system. Tears ran down her face, but her hands worked steadily at the alien computer terminal. She had finally broken through their main security network. "Engineer So Young," Kolneth said, approaching her workstation. "You have been very productive today. The machines you repaired are working better than ever." "Thank you," So Young replied, hiding her true activities. What Kolneth didn't know was that she had installed hidden programs in every machine she fixed. These programs would activate when she sent the right signal, shutting down security systems throughout the station. The alien engineer studied her carefully. "You seem upset today. Is something wrong?" "My brother is being hurt," So Young said, honestly. "I can hear him screaming." Kolneth looked uncomfortable. "The research is necessary. Your species is very important to science. Would you let scientists torture your family for research?" So Young asked. The question made Kolneth think. The alien had a family on the Vorthak homeworld. "That is different," Kolneth said, but the alien's voice showed uncertainty. Meanwhile, Jinho had been working on his own part of the escape plan. He had loosened a wall panel in his cell and discovered the maintenance tunnels behind the walls. These tunnels connected to every part of the station. More importantly, they weren't monitored by the security cameras. When the torture session finally ended, Dr. Veltari was deeply worried. The human had endured pain that should have killed most beings. Worse, recordings of his resistance were somehow being broadcast to other parts of the galaxy. Someone was sending unauthorized transmissions from the station. "Commander Tekvar," Dr. Veltari said urgently, "we have a security problem. Someone is broadcasting our research activities to the outside galaxy. The transmissions are encrypted and hidden, but they're definitely leaving the station." "Find the source and stop it," Tekvar ordered. "We cannot let other species see our methods." But it was too late. Across the galaxy, millions of beings had watched the torture sessions. Instead of showing human weakness, the broadcasts showed incredible human strength. Alien civilizations that had never heard of humans began asking questions about Earth and its people. On the ethereal homeworld, Ambassador Lysandra called an emergency session of the Galactic Peace Council. "What we have witnessed is unacceptable," she announced to representatives from dozens of species. "The Vorthaks are torturing intelligent beings for scientific research. This violates every civilized law in the galaxy." But the Vorthak representative, Minister Dalkesh, defended their actions. "These are Deathworlders, not civilized beings. They are dangerous animals that must be studied for the safety of all species. Animals do not show the courage and intelligence we have observed," Lysandra replied. "These humans display qualities that many of our own species have lost. Perhaps we should be learning from them instead of allowing their torture." The debate continued for hours, but no action was taken. The Galactic Peace Council could make recommendations, but they had no military power to enforce them. On Earth, Admiral Taemin's rescue fleet was finally ready to launch. 5 stealth ships equipped with humanity's most advanced technology began their journey toward the research station. Commander Sung Ho led the military team while Captain Yejin commanded the intelligence specialists. "Our mission has 3 objectives," Taemin explained to his officers. "First, rescue all human prisoners. Second, Gather intelligence about alien civilizations and their capabilities. Third, send a message that humans cannot be captured and tortured without consequences. The journey would take 4 days at maximum speed. But as the fleet traveled through space, they intercepted more alien communications. The news was not good. "Sir," Captain Yejin reported, "we're seeing increased alien military activity near Earth's location. It appears that several species are planning expeditions to capture more humans." "How many ships?" Taemin asked. "At least 50 vessels from 4 different civilizations. If they reach Earth before we return, our planet will be defenseless." "Admiral," Taemin made a difficult decision. "Send a message to Earth Defense Command. Tell them to activate all planetary defenses and prepare for multiple alien invasions. We're going to rescue our people, but Earth must be ready to fight." Back on the research station, the situation was becoming critical. The prisoner uprising that Hyunwoo had inspired was growing stronger every day. Aliens who had been docile for months were now refusing to cooperate with experiments. Some were even breaking out of their cells. Warden Bracktool increased security measures, but the guards were becoming nervous. They had been trained to control frightened, broken prisoners. They didn't know how to handle beings who were no longer afraid. "The humans are like a disease," Bracktool complained to Dr. Veltari. "Their courage is spreading to every prisoner on the station. If this continues, we'll have a full rebellion." "Then perhaps we should eliminate the humans," Dr. Veltari suggested, reluctantly. "Their research value may not be worth the security risk." But Commander Thekvar disagreed. "The humans are worth a fortune. Every alien civilization in the galaxy wants to buy them or capture more. We just need better security." That night, Hyunwoo received an unexpected visitor through the maintenance tunnels. Jinho had crawled through the narrow passages to reach his cell. "I have news," Jinho whispered. "So Young has taken control of the station's computer systems. She can shut down security whenever we're ready to escape." "What about the other prisoners?" Hyunwoo asked. "They're ready to fight. Your example has given them hope they thought was lost forever. But we need a signal to coordinate the breakout." Hyunwoo thought carefully. "Tomorrow, when they bring me for more tests, I'll create a distraction. Tell So Young to shut down security at that moment. Then all prisoners attack at once." "It's risky," Jinho said. "We'll be fighting thousands of guards with only improvised weapons." "We have something better than weapons," Hyunwoo replied. "We have courage, and courage is contagious." The next morning, Dr. Veltari prepared an even worse torture session. "Today we will break the human completely," the doctor announced to the assembled scientists. "We will discover the exact limits of Deathworlder endurance." But as they brought Hyunwoo to the torture chamber, he was ready with his own plan. Instead of being strapped to the table, he broke free from his restraints with sudden explosive strength. The guards were caught completely off guard. Hyunwoo grabbed an energy weapon from a fallen guard and shot the lock off a nearby cell. "Now," he shouted. Throughout the station, So Young activated her hidden programs. Security doors opened, force fields shut down, and alarm systems went silent. Hundreds of alien prisoners rushed out of their cells and began fighting their captors. The uprising had begun. Keeper Zulmoth, despite being old and weak, led a group of ethereal prisoners against the research laboratories. "Freedom," the ancient being cried. "Freedom for all who have suffered." Krulon warriors who had been captured in battle remembered their training and fought with incredible skill. Peaceful traders used their knowledge of the station's layout to guide other prisoners to safety. But most surprising of all, the aliens worked together under human leadership. Hyunwoo's example had shown them that different species could unite against a common enemy. They followed his tactical commands and trusted his judgment completely. Dr. Veltari watched in horror as years of research were destroyed. "This is impossible," the doctor screamed. "They are just prisoners. They cannot organize like this."